Welcome to All For You Stories, where we want you to think different so you act different. Let's go. Out the club. Being whipped ain't so bad. They may not have spent a lot of time together lately, but the bond between Mikey and his boys could not be questioned. They have been friends since they all made their middle school basketball team, the Warriors. They balled their way to a district championship and have been inseparable ever since. Whether getting girls, fighting foes, or cheating on tests, they were the tightest crew in the school. And if you knew one of them, you knew them all. If you had a problem with one of them, you had a problem with all of them. For the most part, they didn't have any beef with anyone. Chris made sure of that. Chris was the tough one. Not only did he stand 6'2", with muscles in places where most people didn't even have places, but he also had hands to back it up. His current 18-1 record as a professional MMA fighter further supported why no one messed with their crew back in the day. While Chris kept them safe, Marvin kept them supplied with ladies. While they were all kind of handsome in their own way, Marvin had the model-type looks that many guys envied. Not only did he have smooth, flawless, dark brown skin and lips girls couldn't resist, but he also had a pair of hazel eyes that can control just about any girl he wanted. Girls flocked to Marvin so much that everyone knew him as Marvin the Mac, and the whole crew benefited, especially Jacory. Jacory viewed anybody who came around as an audience. Being one of the most charismatic, funny people you'd ever know, he made sure that he had laughter wherever he went. There were times he probably took it too far, but the laughs that came out of it seemed to be worth it. Mikey was the one who always seemed to be most entertained by Jacory. As the youngest in the crew, he was also the most easily influenced, and at times found himself behaving like everyone else. The friendship remained tight through high school and began to fracture when Marvin went away to college. Some of them stayed together throughout the years, but jobs, relationships, kids, and life prevented them from kicking it as tightly as they did in high school. Despite the distance, though, their bond remained the same. It remained strong. And a week never passed without a text, email, or call to check in and laugh together. The most challenging time of their friendship had to be within the past 2 years as Mikey's relationship with Janae became more serious. Marvin ensured that there were plenty of girls to come around over the years. Still, everyone noticed that Janae's impact differed from the rest. Her name came up more often, and soon she began to have say-so on when things could happen or when they couldn't. Everyone liked her, but something about having a girl in their business didn't sit right. They had a few private conversations about it, but nothing changed. Mikey was all in with her, and all the fellas knew that they had to get used to it. This became even more evident last year when Mikey informed them that he and Janae would be getting married. They talked some trash for a little while, but to be honest, they were genuinely happy for her. They had all been reluctant to grow up, but knew it would happen one day. Mikey just took the first step. They pulled together their money and organized a nice dinner with Janae and her friends at Ruth's Chris. For nearly 4.5 hours, they laughed and told stories about some of the things that they got into back in the day. They left quite a few stories out, but still had so much fun that 2 of the serving staff stayed late off the clock just to listen to more. When the night finally ended, the 2 groups agreed to go their separate ways. Janae would go back to her house with her girls, while the fellas would go to Marvin's house. At first, Mikey and Janae wanted to stay together, but after a few jokes from Jacory about being whipped, he changed his mind. Mikey didn't think it was odd when Marvin got off at a different exit, but he knew something was up when he passed Broadway. He peeked at Jacory, and the smirk on his face said volumes. "What you fools up to?" Mikey asked. Marvin smiled and turned up the music. His head bobbed a little more, and he shot Chris a look. Chris smiled back and soon nodded his head along with him. It didn't take long for Mikey to figure out what they were up to. Chris had a fight coming up soon, so he knew it wouldn't involve smoking any weed. None of them were huge drinkers, so going to a bar seemed out of place unless they were chasing girls. But they all knew that was not an option for Mikey. At least, he thought they knew. They pulled into the parking lot of a strip club, and Marvin shut off the music. Jacory moved his head toward the front of the car and yelled, "It's on now, player." The three of them hooped and hollered while slapping hands for almost a minute before they realized Mikey didn't join them. Then Chris noticed and gathered the others to look at Mikey. Mikey wanted to say something, but didn't feel like he had to. "Don't even try that, Mike. You ain't doing nothing wrong if you go in there and take a look with the homies." Mikey didn't even take the time to try to explain. He didn't feel like he needed to justify himself to anyone. "Y'all go ahead, but this ain't me." "All right, but I don't know when we'll be done," Marvin said. "Don't sweat it. I'll be cool." "If we take too long, I'll bring you out some wings or something," Chris added. "With all that booty flying around in there, I ain't going to be eating nothing." Jacory laughed before asking one more time, "Mike, are you sure?" They looked into Mikey's eyes and saw something they had never seen before. Mikey wouldn't be persuaded. He wouldn't bend. One by one, they got out of the car. They wanted to be upset, but they weren't. They even respected him for it, although they couldn't figure out how to express it until Marvin spoke up. "Aw, dog, being whipped ain't so bad." Thank you for listening. Please like, subscribe, and let somebody else know about us. Peace.